The Miami Heat may no longer be in the playoffs, but that doesn't matter. It's not stopping their star player in Jimmy Butler from speaking out and not only trashing the Knicks, but calling out Josh Hart as well. We're going to break down exactly what Jimmy Butler said and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Jimmy Butler trashes the Knicks. I can't believe I'm making a video about Jimmy Butler even after the Miami Heat have been eliminated out of contention for the playoffs. So the fact that we're talking about them right now in the postseason is absolutely wild. But we have to, because Jimmy Butler, in old Jimmy Butler fashion, went ahead and spoke out about the Knicks. Not only about the Knicks, he called out the Celtics, but primarily he called out the Knicks and he trashed Josh Hart as well. Before we roll the clip and show you exactly what Jimmy Butler said about the Knicks, let's take a look at what Steph Bondi, the person who initially released the video, had to say about it. According to him, he stated, Jimmy Butler says he would have sent the Knicks home, scoffs at the idea Josh Hart could have stopped him, and says the relationship with Thibs is one-sided. And I quote, "You want me, I don't want you." Without further ado, because I know you guys want to see it, let's roll the following clip.
Video this. You got it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, action. If I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York, damn sure would be fucking at home.
Josh Hart.
What the fuck that mean to me? Josh Hart.
Yo, but you stop fucking with me.
Come on, man. Nah. I love Tibbs, but I don't want Tibbs. I love Tibbs. I love you, baby. I want to beat you to a pulp. You want me, I don't want you. It's like a one-sided relationship. You in love with me, and I love you, but I'm not in love with you. You know what I'm saying?
The hate is absolutely real. There is no other reason to make these comments unless you are feeling very hateful that you're not in the postseason with all of these other teams. And that's exactly what it seems like from Jimmy Butler. Even though he always trolls and he's known to do this, the fact that he's doing it right now and he's eliminated and can't do anything about it, that's what makes it a little bit odd that he's making these comments, because it's not like anybody can check him right now. It's not like anybody can say, don't worry, when we see you in the postseason, we're going to make sure you eat your words. No, they can't say that because we're not going to see you in the postseason. You're not there. We're in the second round of the postseason again for the second time in a row, 2 years in a row. But this time, we're not facing you. We're facing Indiana. And that has to make you mad, because he probably thinks that when fully healthy, the Miami Heat, along with him playing at full strength, is probably a better team than Indiana, a better team than Philadelphia, and as he thinks, a better team than Boston and New York. He said New York would be home right now if he was playing against them. Well, newsflash, you didn't get to play against us because you lost in the play-in. You didn't even get the opportunity to play against us. And if you did, we would have beaten you down. A lot of New York Knicks fans actually wanted to face the Miami Heat in the first round versus the Sixers because we knew we had a statement and a point to prove with the Heat. And if we beat down the Heat moving forward in the postseason, we would get even more respect. But even now, we're still not getting the respect that we deserve. It's clear. Look at what Jimmy Butler says. It's clear the Knicks still don't have the respect that they deserve. We sent the Philadelphia 76ers home with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey going off, going crazy. We still sent them home. We don't have Julius Randle on this team, and we're still doing this. Second round of the postseason again without some of our best players playing, with some of our best players playing injured. How come nobody's mentioning that? Jalen Brunson taking a step into superstardom. Nobody's talking about that. Jimmy Butler just has to open his mouth and has to make comments like this about the Knicks, trashing the Knicks, but also trashing Josh Hart. Let's not forget, one of the players you don't want to see in the postseason, and I'm talking to Jimmy Butler specifically here, is Josh Hart. Josh Hart gives Jimmy Butler problems. He always has, and he always will. So the fact that he's trashing him, it's absolutely hilarious. And Josh Hart, he heard these words, he heard the trash talk, and he didn't respond with any words. He responded with a GIF. Let's go ahead and show you exactly what he stated here. Hilariously, on Instagram, a couple of minutes after Jimmy Butler made those comments, Josh Hart responded with the following 50-cent GIF. And it's 50 Cent basically feeling like he's taken back by your comments, essentially saying, I'm not really worried about what you have to say because I'm not seeing you anyways, and I have no idea why you're making these comments, but quote unquote, I'm shocked and hurt by them. If you're going to try to troll the Knicks, Jimmy, just be aware we have one of the biggest trolls on our team in Josh Hart. He sees everything, he reads everything, and if he sees something he doesn't like or agree with, best believe he's going to respond like he just did. And I feel the exact same way as Josh does because honestly, I don't care about what Jimmy Butler has to say. Jimmy Butler talking about the Knicks right now is actually making the Knicks more relevant because it's telling everybody, you have your mind on the Knicks right now. The Knicks are keeping you up at night. The Knicks are making you think, wow, if I was in the playoffs, maybe I would have a chance. But newsflash, you're not in the playoffs. We beat the team that took you out. And even though Jimmy Butler wasn't fully healthy during that game because he got injured during that game, it's not my fault. I can't control what happens. But you know what I can control? What is happening right now. The Knicks are in the postseason. The Miami Heat are not even thinking about the postseason because they're on vacation on Cancun, probably watching the postseason. So we're in two different areas right now. As you can clearly see, Josh Hart and the Knicks, we're getting ready for the playoffs, the postseason, the second round against Indiana. You are lounging around, chilling out with your rookies, thinking to yourself, how did I let this happen? How did I lose? Why am I not in the postseason? And maybe you're going to continue to think that for the entire offseason. I hope you do, because you guys gave the Knicks a lot of nightmares after last year. So you know what? In my opinion, you deserve your own nightmares. And the Heat may have even more problems because I read a couple of rumors that maybe Jimmy Butler may not be happy with the Heat. And maybe his time with the Heat may be over. And if that's the case, what are we really talking about here anyways? Either way, he talked about Boston. They sent him home. Maybe, just maybe, if Jimmy Butler is playing in that series, he might have made a difference, and the Boston Celtics may have not been going on to the second round of the Eastern Conference. But you know what? No reason to talk about that now because you're home. You're not here. You're not playing. It's irrelevant. Right now, Jimmy, you're irrelevant. What you're saying, irrelevant. The Knicks, very relevant. One of the best stories in the NBA to date is the New York Knicks. Everybody's trying to go ahead and back this franchise. Whether you're a fan of the Knicks or you're not, you love the story that we've created, especially with Jalen leading the way. You have the role players like Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo doing their thing. The Knicks are going to beat the Pacers, Knicks in 5, by the way, and then we're going to go to where Jimmy Butler wishes he could go again, the Eastern Conference Finals, where we will be taking on the Boston Celtics most likely. And if we do, we're going to make it one hell of a series. Best believe that. But Jimmy, you sound mad, man. You sound a little too serious. You know what you should do? Since you have all this time on your hands, you should go to a club, get yourself a drink, have your teammates around you, and just huddle together and think to yourself, what went wrong? What you guys can do better next year? And just focus on watching the postseason as the Knicks play in the postseason. And another thing I wanted to mention that he said in the video, whether it's relevant or not, he says, Thibs, I know you want me, I know you love me, but it's a one-sided relationship. I love to play against you and take care of you and beat you to a pulp, and you just love me as a player. And he appreciates that, but the feeling is not mutual. While I understand that, it's a little confusing about what he meant. Is Tom Thibodeau calling Jimmy Butler in the offseason saying, hey, listen, you should come play for the Knicks? Or is he saying something regarding, listen, Thibs, I love you and I appreciate what you did for me early on in my career, but now I'm locked in and focused on beating you? I have no idea what he meant by it, but he closed out the video saying it, so I thought I should mention it. But Jimmy, keep trash talking. Keep hating on the Knicks. We hear it and we love it. We're going to use that hate as motivation to fuel the fire in our bellies, to continue pushing forward, to beat every single team in front of us, and make sure we ride all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And when we get there, we might write you a postcard. But you got to tell us where you're going to be. Is it going to be in Cancun? Is it going to be in the Bahamas? I'm not sure where your preferred destination spot is, but let us know where it is, and we'll be sure to write you that letter and send you that card. But until then, keep your mouth shut and keep your eyes locked in and focused on the NBA playoffs and watching this Knicks team go as far as they possibly can go with Jalen Brunson and the phenomenal role players that we have on this team. You can talk about Josh Hart all you want to, but as of right now, Josh Hart is further in the postseason this year than you are. Talk about that. But what about you guys? What do you think about Jimmy Butler and his comments about New York and calling out Josh Hart? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.